So what is writer's block telling you? I've found that most of the time, and when I say most of the time, I mean probably 99 times out of 100, what it's really telling you is that something's wrong with this story, and I just can't quite put my finger on it. Now, sometimes you get to a point in your outline or a point in your, just a point in the writing where you think, that seemed like a good idea at the time, but now my characters have kind of grown in a different way, and now this scene doesn't really make sense. Let me see, what's a better idea? Where should the story really go from here? And it's obvious, and you can move right through that. But sometimes it's not as obvious, and sometimes it's just kind of something's weird, something's wrong. I don't know why I can't finish this. It doesn't make sense to me, and it's hard to see what it is exactly that's wrong. But there's this sort of vague feeling. And that's really, I think, for me, what mostly happens that brings on this sense of I have writer's block. It's really, I just don't know how to get through this or get out of this corner that I painted myself into in terms of the narrative itself. So is there a cure for this? Well, I don't know if there's a cure for it. Let's call it a treatment, right? A way around. And I think this is, first figure out what's wrong with the story and you'll start writing your way out of it, right? So let's say that this does describe you, as it has described me in the past for sure. That really what's happening is that you're working on this one thing. You've been working on a novel and you've kind of got to this impasse and you don't know how to press forward. Don't worry right now, right, about your work in progress. So some of these things that we're going to talk about today, and in part two, this is part one of a two-part tutorial, is really just to get you writing in general, is to change your thinking, change what is wrong sort of psychologically with you. And again, I don't mean in that sort of bigger, much more serious sense, but what's wrong in this transitory sense of today I can't get writing. How do you break through that? So sometimes, and for most of this, we're just going to set our work in progress aside as we get into our 6 strategies.